for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Bo Bichette hit .311 last year. .311, and the Yankees are eyeing him while Bellinger might be walking away for good. This isn't off-season speculation, folks. Brian Hoch is reporting there's a meeting scheduled, there's real interest, and I'm going to tell you something. This might be the smartest move the front office makes since they brought in Cole. Because look at the situation. Bellinger turned into this telenovela nobody asked for. He's coming. He wants $300 million. He doesn't. And meanwhile, Bichette is right there, 27 years old, coming off a season where he simply decided he was going to hit everything he saw. Toronto doesn't want to re-sign him. The Blue Jays are letting go of a guy who hit a 3-run homer in Game 7 of the World Series against the Dodgers. Let that sink in for a second. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what about defense? The guy only played shortstop his whole life. Yeah, so what? Anthony Volpe is recovering from shoulder surgery. Perfect. Bichette starts the season at short. We see how he adapts, and when Volpe comes back, you've got options. Options, my friend, that's the luxury championship teams have. Scouts are saying Bichette fits better at second or third base long-term. Second base, Jazz Chisholm is there. Third, Ryan McMahon just arrived. And this is exactly where it gets interesting, because we're not just talking about adding a player. We're talking about reconfiguring the entire board. You put Bichette on the team, and suddenly Jazz becomes a trade piece. McMahon becomes a trade piece. And what do the Yankees desperately need? Pitching, real starting pitcher. Freddie Peralta from the Brewers is on the radar. Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals too. Imagine trading Jazz Chisholm for Freddie Peralta and still having Bichette hitting 300-something at the top of the order. This isn't Moneyball. This is 4D chess. And there's another detail nobody's talking about. Yason Dominguez loses playing time in left field if Bellinger comes back. Dominguez, the kid we waited years to see play, sits on the bench because the front office can't decide if they want to pay $300 million for a guy who hits .230 in even years and .260 in odd years. Doesn't make sense. Bichette is consistency. 7 seasons in the big leagues. You know what you're buying. There's none of this, oh, but will he hit well this year? The guy hits, period. And another thing, he's 27 years old. 27. You're not betting on a 35-year-old veteran who could fall apart any moment. You're getting a player in his prime, ready for the next 5-6 years of elite production. Now, before I continue, if you're enjoying this no-filter analysis, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because here we don't mess around. Yeah, we say what needs to be said, no BS, no sugarcoating. Come back here. So let's talk real numbers. $300 million, that's what Bichette will ask for. That's what Bellinger wants. The difference, Bichette delivers immediate and future value. Bellinger delivers uncertainty. And I'm not saying Bellinger is bad. I'm saying in a choice between the two, you go with the guy who just proved he's still at the top of the game. And there's Kyle Tucker on the market too. Brian Hoch mentioned him. Tucker is another level, true, completely different skill set, but Tucker will cost more, much more. And let's be real, the Yankees aren't exactly swimming in salary flexibility. After re-signing Judge and Cole, you need to be surgical. Bichette gives you all-star production without breaking the bank the way Tucker would. And the position question is secondary. Seriously, the best players find a way. Bichette never played second or third base professionally. So what? The guy's an elite athlete. Spring training exists exactly for this. You put him there, work on the mechanics, adjust the footwork, and done. We're not talking about teaching a DH to play shortstop. We're talking about moving a shortstop to theoretically easier positions. And look at the pressure this takes off Volpe. The kid doesn't need to rush back from surgery to save the infield. He comes back on his own time, recovers properly, And when he's 100%, you've got an infield with Volpe, Bichette, and whoever survives the trades, that's depth. That's how you build a dynasty, because let's not forget, the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. 2009, 15 years watching Boston, Houston, and even freaking Texas win before us. Enough. The window is open now. Judge is in his prime. Cole is still an ace. You can't waste this waiting to see if Bellinger decides he wants to be good again. Bichette gives you certainty, gives you new energy, gives you a guy who just took Toronto to the World Series and lost in Game 7. He's hungry. He wants to prove he deserved to win. You think he's going to show up to the Yankees and coast? Hell no. And clubhouse chemistry, Bichette is young. He's intense. He's exactly the type of personality that fits with the culture Boone is trying to build. Not a complacent veteran asking for days off, a player who wants to be on the field every single day because living this is all he knows. So, yeah, the answer is obvious. You sign Bo Bichette. You use the leftover pieces to get pitching. You trust that the development process works to adjust his position. And you go into 2026 with a team that finally has the depth and talent to go all the way. Because if there's one thing I learned watching this team for years, it's that half measures don't win championships. Either you go all in or you watch another team lift the trophy, and I'm tired of watching. Time to act. Drop in the comments. Do you prefer Bichette or Bellinger? And more importantly, who would you trade to get an ace? I want to know if you agree or if you think I'm crazy. Talk to me.